begin this broadcast with tragic news coming in from the national capital, where 9 people have lost their lives and several others have been injured after a massive fire broke out in a 4-storey building in Delhi's Vivek, Vihar area, and this happened early in the morning. Now, Vivek Vihar is a posh residential area in East Delhi. The fire broke out at around 4 in the morning. This happened on the second floor of the building. Soon after the fire alert, 14 fire engines were rushed to the spot and they carried out firefighting and rescue operations. More than 10 people were rescued from the building. According to the Delhi police, 9 people have lost their lives in the incident. The fire spread to flats on the second, third and fourth floors of this particular building. During the rescue operations, 10 people were pulled out. 2 of them they had minor injuries and they were shifted to the Guru Tegh Bahadur Hospital. Officials have said that 12 fire tenders along with the DDMA staff, the traffic police and the local police were deployed at the site. The fire was brought under control by around 6 a.m. So it took quite some be brought under control, but the pictures that have emerged from the scene are absolutely shocking, and the injured have also been admitted to the hospital. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. There are eyewitnesses who have claimed that an AC blast triggered the fire, and the fire reportedly started at around 3:13 a.m. Fire tenders then arrived by about 3:35. Around 12 to 15 people were rescued, while a few are still reported missing. We're going to get you some voices from the ground. My colleagues are at the spot. They're getting us updates from the spot. Let's play out this report filed by my colleague Dev.
Not all have been rescued, some have been rescued, some even suffered minor injuries, but right now, as per the latest update, there have been 9 casualties, 9 deaths in this case. You can see this very building, it was extremely difficult for the fire brigade authorities to even reach up and rescue them. If I can ask my camera person to show you the side of the building, you can see it is entirely gutted, and because of the narrow lanes, it was also becoming slightly difficult for the fire services van and the ambulances to reach inside. At this point in time, there are wailing relatives. Extremely unfortunate incident and an event. And also, once again, if I can ask Amil to show you that the pipes have been elevated into the balcony. You can see the balcony areas of the second, third and fourth floor entirely gutted. The roof is also black and sort of charred. You can see there's an ambulance out here. Delhi Fire Services, Delhi Police, the DDMA, the Disaster Management Authority officials also out here on the spot, working extremely hard to help out. You can see into the second floor balcony, a ladder has also been placed out there. You can see that out here, lots of relatives even anticipating and hoping that their relative is alive, but this dead body that you just saw definitely in a lifeless state is anything but alive at this point in time. The bodies have been taken to Guru Tegh Bahadur Hospital. However, a few of them even suffered minor injuries. About 3 to 4 bodies were found in the staircase area as well. So you can really imagine that what a difficult time it is for this family, not even knowing where their relatives are at this point in time.
ये अर्ली मॉर्निंग एक आग की कॉल थी जिसमें कि फायर टेंडर आए और आने के बाद में इन्होंने यहाँ पे देखा कि आग पूरी तरह जब काबू में आ गई है तो अभी इसमें ये तलाश की जा रही है कि इसमें कितनी कैजुअल्टी हुई है। उसी के तहत अभी 3 से 4 शव बरामद किए जा चुके हैं। आगे और तलाश इसकी जारी है।
देखिए, घटना बहुत ही दुखद घटना है क्योंकि मैं बिल्कुल पड़ोस वाले घर में रहती हूँ। उसकी आग मेरे घर में भी आई, मेरे घर का भी एक कमरा जला है, तो मैं समझ सकती हूँ जो सिचुएशन यहाँ पे हुई थी। 3:30 बजे से ये सिचुएशन चल रही है। हम 3:45 बजे से आग बुझाने की कोशिश पूरी कर रहे हैं, फायर ब्रिगेड बुलाना, सब कुछ जो एक
My colleague Dev is with us. He's joining us from the spot. Dev, you've been speaking to the people present there. You've spoken to authorities and you now have more information with you. We've told our viewers about the timeline, the moment when the fire broke out, the time it took for the ambulances to come in and how the rescue operations went on. But do you have any confirmation on the cause of the fire? Witnesses earlier said that it possibly was because of the blast in an AC unit. Some also said it could have been because of a short circuit. What is the confirmation that you're picking up?
Well, yes, as far as the cause of the fire is concerned, it is highly speculative and it does not make sense to do guesswork at this point in time, because we will have to wait for an official report from the Delhi police as well as the Delhi fire services. But right now I am at this very spot. If I can show you, then you can see that the water is still falling down. You can really understand in terms of how heavy pipes were used, and the water is still dripping down. This is the burnt debris which has fallen down from the second, third and the fourth floor as well. However, these very nets, if I can ask my camera person to show right above me, these were becoming a challenge for the firefighters as they had to cut through and use various tools to enter the premises of the house to rescue people. In this incident, few of them were also found on the chat or on the terrace of the building. However, the chief fire officer and senior officials from Delhi Fire Services have said that had all the deceased persons assembled together on the terrace, then they could have been saved. And you can see also this wooden ladder that lies down out here. This is what is left after this incident in which 9 people lost their lives. You can imagine the impact of the fire. This building has also turned dark. That's how heavy the flames were on the second, third and fourth floor. We also saw at the time of retrieving the bodies, the Delhi Fire Services also said that there was a minor kid who was tightly hugging his mother's body, and at that time both the bodies were stuck to each other and they really had to be separated from each other at that point in time. So you can understand that how much they must have struggled and panicked and in fear, while some of them even tried to escape. 3 or 4 bodies were found on the staircases as well. So this is a clear attempt and an indication somewhere that they tried to save their lives. There were 8 flats in the building. The people staying on the front side were all safe. They were rescued. However, they suffered only a few minor injuries, with one person suffering 30% burn injuries, whereas 9 people, which also includes children, lost their lives. The dead bodies have been taken to Guru Tegh Bahadur Hospital. And once again, if you can see the gutted structure, the tarpaulin sheets, which is an extension of the house, which will give our viewers an idea and a sense of how bad this morning blaze was, in which innocent people lost their lives on a Sunday morning.
The LG of Delhi, Sardar Taranjeet Singh Sandhu, has also given his condolences to those who've lost their lives, to their families. We're going to read out the post of the LG of Delhi. And the LG of Delhi has said, and I have that post here on my phone with me, he said, deeply saddened by the tragic fire incident in Vivek, Vihar. My thoughts and prayers are with the families who have lost their loved ones in this devastating tragedy. Authorities have been directed to ensure that all necessary medical assistance is provided to the injured, along with immediate relief and support for those affected. Delhi Fire Service personnel and emergency teams are on the ground working tirelessly to manage the situation. I pray for the speedy recovery of the injured and strength for the bereaved families during this difficult time. So Delhi Fire Services personnel and emergency teams are on the ground currently working tirelessly. Dave continues to stay with us, but we also have my colleague Priyank with us. Priyank, you have accessed information about how Delhi itself recorded more than 2,375 fire calls in April itself, in April this year, which is slightly lower than last year's 2,688. It saw a decline of 12%. What are the reports? What is the data telling you, Priyank?
Certainly, with the rising temperature, this has come up as a major challenge for the fire service officers, where the data which we have managed to access clearly shows that there were 2,375 calls in the month of April this year, which you rightly said that which is slightly higher than 12%, I beg your pardon, lower than the last year of 12%. Incidentally, in the month of February, the fire services had received 2,492 calls, which is 2.3 times higher than the last year, which means that with the rise in the temperature, the number of fire calls have already increased. So this has come up as a major challenge. And one more thing which experts have been pointing out, that is the delay in the service of these air conditioners and the kind of pressure which is there on the technical staff. People have been ignoring it somehow, and which is certainly rising number of calls have also been because of the either short circuit in the AC or in the blast is AC, and unfortunately which has taken life of 9 individuals. In this particular incident, the fire service officers also say that out of 9, 5 people were found dead on the staircase, which means that they were trying to save their life. They want to run for their life, but unfortunately because of the smoke which was coming out from the below floors, because the fire apparently started from one of the middle floors, they could not reach out to a safer location, which has led to 9 casualties, which is very, very shocking and alarming for this incident.
Priyanka, I want you to stay with us because you're telling us about the data over the last 2 years. Yes, we have information about how there were more than 2,375 fire calls in April this year itself, which definitely is lower than last year. But also tell us about what you're gathering about this particular incident. You've been speaking to fire safety personnel as well. The cause of the fire still remains under probe, but what are your sources telling you?
It's very difficult for them to, come to any kind of conclusion. They are going by the preliminary report. If you look at the visuals which we have managed to get of inside this particular second floor, everything was gutted because of the fire. There was nothing. It was all the furniture, material, everything was gutted because of this particular fire, which caused death of 9 individuals. Now the investigation will go on, but since the fire started around 3:45, which is a peak hour when people actually are very in a sound sleep, no one could actually get to know that how the fire started. There were 2 fire calls which was made by several individuals. One was at 3:67, second one was at 3:47, second one was 2 minutes after that, which deployed these fire engines. Within 2 hours of time period, the fire was brought under control. But you can imagine the kind of flames would have been coming from this particular location. That within 2 hours, everything was gutted. All you had is charred body. There, the forensic examination will be done, and a final identification can only be done on the basis of the DNA tests of these individuals, which is going to take a few more months of time period. So the fact of the matter is that so far, initial investigation is suggesting towards the blast in the air conditioner, how it happened, whether there was the kind of electric cable which was used in the house could have led to heating of the cable and could have resulted to this fire. Everything will take time, to be very frank.
So we are also awaiting a final report, but preliminary information and as per witnesses we are picking up, this is one of the main reasons could be, which is also under probe, could be blast in the AC unit. Now, we have we can tell you about if the fire in this area, if it would have been caused because of the fire in an AC unit, that remains a huge cause of concern. And that is why you saw residents present there. There is a sense of fear. There's a sense of panic. The fire broke out in the wee hours of the morning, a little after 3:30. The calls were made, the fire tenders did come in. But yes, if this was caused due to a fire in an AC unit, what are the larger questions that can be asked, and how can you as the viewer prevent AC fires? This is sweltering summers in the national capital. We are still awaiting a final report. The cause is still under investigation, but on the basis of preliminary information, we can just give you information about how to prevent AC fires. So one thing that you can do definitely is switch off your ACs periodically. Clean or replace the air filters of your ACs regularly. Ensure that the vents of the ACs are not blocked. Use stabilizers for voltage control. Follow proper installation standards. Avoid damaged wires and loose connections. This is what you can do as a part of precaution. What happened in Delhi, there are questions being asked. The causes are still under investigation. We have more reports coming in. This is a ground report from inside the apartment, which has now been reduced to ashes.
तो ये तीनों लोग यहाँ पर 3 बॉडी यहाँ मिली थी, 5 बॉडी नहीं मिली, 1 बॉडी उधर मिली, टोटल 9 बॉडी हमें। अभी विवेक विहार इलाके में उसी मकान के अंदर हूँ जहाँ पे डेड बॉडी मिली थी। आप मेरे सामने देख सकती है कि घर है। पंकज भाई, कैसा क्या हुआ था? जब मैं आया ऊपर तो
एक लेडीज, दो जेंट्स करे, माँ, बेटा और पति तीनों यहाँ मिले थे। वो नीचे थर्ड फ्लोर पे रहते हैं टॉप से। वो बच के बेचारे ऊपर आए। इस गेट में ताला लगा हुआ था। अगर ये गेट में ताला लगा हुआ था तो शायद वो बच जाते, बाहर निकल जाते। अब बाहर का ये दिख रहा है और इस वजह से उनकी की मौत हुई।
अंकल जी यहाँ पे कौन
माँ, यहाँ पर माँ लेटी थी, वहाँ एक जेंट्स था और वहाँ जेंट्स था। तो ये तीनों लोग यहाँ पर, 3 बॉडी यहाँ मिली थी, 5 बॉडी नीचे मिली, 1 बॉडी उधर मिली, टोटल 9 बॉडी हमें मिली।
आप सब देख सकते हैं तस्वीर में साफ टाइम से आपको वो लोकेशन दिखा रहा है जहाँ पे डेड बॉडी मिला है। पीछे तस्वीर देख सकते हैं पीछे में। यहाँ पे टोटल ऊपर 3 बॉडी, नीचे 6 बॉडी मिली, टोटल 9 बॉडी अभी तक मिल चुकी है। और फिलहाल अभी फायर रेस्क्यू टीम अभी आग बुझाने का काम कर रही है। दीपक डालमिया, टाइम्स नाउ, 9 भारत, दिल्ली।
Dave also continues to stay with us. Dave, we just played out a report by one of our colleagues who could go up to that particular flat. And he was maybe with one of the residents of the area who also walked up. And their testimony is absolutely shocking. What we saw in that report shows how that particular apartment has been reduced to ashes. People who were inside, they lost their lives. And this happened at 3 in the morning. You also spoke to witnesses on the ground. What did they tell you, especially the person who was along with one of our colleagues there? He said that when he reached the spot, he saw 3 bodies, charred bodies lying there.
Well, yes, this also happens because of the presence of combustible materials inside the house, or those kind of things which can catch fire easily, like plastic, wood, sofa material, the sofa cover, etc., leather items. These are things that can, electrical items and materials, of course. But what we believe, as per preliminary information, that a blast took place in the external component or the outside unit of the air conditioner, and that's how it spread inwards. In fact, this is the side, the back side of the building where almost all the flats are charred. However, the flats that are there on the front side have continued to remain safe, and so are the residents of that house who were rescued just in time and suffered some very basic minor injuries where they were administered first aid. But you can see that the water is still dripping, so such heavy intensity and high duty pipes were used to douse the flames, and also there's a burnt tarpaulin sheet right at the top floor. On the 4th floor, if you can see, that has been also reduced to rubble, barely any signs of recognition. The external walls of the building and its physical structure have turned entirely dark and black. And if also I can ask my camera person to show you the adjoining building, the fumes and the flames have affected the neighboring building as well. The external walls, they have also turned dark. The original color of the building is white, so you can really understand and imagine. However, the main supply from the electrical circuit boards has also been switched off, but the wires are still dangling very dangerously. So such kind of things definitely become a cause for concern and a short circuit hazard. However, it is not the first time that we hear of instances like these where during the summer months, the electrical items of the household take a certain toll because of higher load shedding or higher operational reasons. Which is why the short circuit could have been caused, but we must still wait for an official report and confirmation by the fire services department as well as the Delhi police. It is a deeply disturbing incident where we believe that minor children, including the death of a 1.5-year-old kid, has also been reported in this incident. However, one child, at the time of being his body being retrieved, he was found clutching on and clinging on to his mother's chest. This somewhere indicates a sign that the mother and son had also tried to escape, but their bodies were later found on the staircase. So somewhere this is a feeling of helplessness and frustration that they were not able to help themselves or do anything. The neighbors are equally miffed and angry with themselves, in shock. Just a few hours ago, they were talking to each other, they were smiling, they were laughing, they were interacting.
Are the cooling operations still underway, or is it done? Can you also give us a sense of what you're picking up around, the area that you are in is a posh area. Okay, go ahead, Dev.
Yeah, So you can see there is a lot of water still out here, which is indicative of the fact that the cooling operations are very much underway, and the water is still dripping from the higher up floors of the second, third and fourth floor, which is where the fire even broke out in the first place and spread upwards. The smoke trapped lots of people, while some got charred to death, some died of asphyxia. However, we are yet to get the exact numbers in terms of who died and how, in what particular way. And speaking of the cooling operations, in fact, we have been strictly advised by the fire services officials not to go up as much as we would want to try and explore and understand in terms of what really took place and show our viewers what all damage has really happened. You can get an understanding that these are all the burnt things that have fallen from the house. The grill right behind me, the net grill, a wooden ladder, some broken plastic flower pots. This is indicative of the fact that once again, if I can show you, this gentleman in the other building is also carrying out cleaning in his own balcony, because his balcony was affected due to the fire that took place in the building which I am right now.
We'll also talk about, you know, how residential areas and residential buildings in the national capital, are they fireproof? What are the measures that associations take to ensure these buildings are fireproof? In this particular area, what happened? In that moment when the fire broke out, it was at almost 3:38 in the morning, so families were fast asleep. And when they even realized what had happened, they were trying to escape, but by then it was too late. The fire had spread already. And those pictures are giving you a sense of how devastating this fire was. My colleague Bhavna was also on the ground and she spoke to other authorities present there. Let's listen in.
इस वक्त हम विवेक विहार में मौजूद हैं। सर, आप निगम पार्षद इस क्षेत्र, सर क्या जानकारी है, अभी कितने लोग अंदर सर्च ऑपरेशन जारी है और कितनी कैजुअलिटीज हुई है?
देखिए मैडम, अब तक 9 कैजुअलिटी पता लग चुकी हैं और कितने लोग इस बिल्डिंग में थे मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन लोगों के रिश्तेदार या पड़ोसी बताएंगे इतने लोग थे। लेकिन सेकंड फ्लोर पे बैक साइड पे 5 बॉडियां एक ही कमरे में मिली हैं और एक थर्ड फ्लोर पे मिली है और 3 बॉडियां ऊपर मिली हैं। टॉप फ्लोर पे जाने की उन्होंने कोशिश की थी और ताला जो कि बंद था ऊपर का, तो वो बाहर निकल नहीं पाए। वहीं सीढ़ी पे 3 बॉडी मिली हैं और हालत ये है कि आप ये बता नहीं सकते कि वो लेडीज हैं या जेंट्स हैं, इतनी बॉडियां जल चुकी हैं।
सर क्या वजह बताया जा रहा है अभी?
ये जो बता रहे हैं कि कोई शॉर्ट सर्किट हुआ है, लेकिन कोई कंफर्मेशन अभी आ नहीं रही है कि क्या हुआ है। अभी जिस हिसाब से हालत दिख रही है ऊपर जाके शॉर्ट सर्किट ही लगा है हमें।
सर परिवार के लोग ऊपर थे जो मतलब यहाँ पर रेस्क्यू किए गए, वो क्या जानकारी दे रहे हैं?
देखिए जो फ्रंट के लोग थे वो तो सब बच गए। वो फ्रंट में आने के कारण पुलिस ने बहुत मदद करके काफी लोग बचाए, 20-22 लोग। तो जो फ्रंट पे थे वो तो सब बच गए, जो बैक पे थे सेकंड फ्लोर पे या नीचे थे वो तो नीचे भाग के आ गए, जो ऊपर थे वो नहीं बच पाए।
सर कब की ये घटना है और अभी क्या चल रहा है अंदर?
बता रहे हैं 3:30-4 बजे आग लगी थी और लगभग मुझे फोन आया 7 बजे, तो मैं तुरंत 10 मिनट में 5 मिनट में जितना टाइम लगा मैं तुरंत यहाँ पर आ गया। तो ऊपर जाके देखा तो सारा हादसा हो चुका था।
सर अभी क्या स्थिति, अंदर आग बुझा ली गई है, अभी भी लोग फंसे हुए हैं?
आग बुझा ली है, बिल्कुल क्लियर है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। लेकिन 5-6 बॉडी पैक कर ली थी, 3 बॉडी ऊपर छत वाली पैक कर रहे थे, तो मुझे देखा नहीं गया मुझसे, तो मैं उतर के नीचे आ गया।
सर ये बहुत बड़ा हादसा भी हफ्ता भर भी नहीं हुआ। इंदिरापुरम में देखा होगा कि आपने किस तरह से पूरे कई सारे फ्लैट्स, उसमें किसी का नुकसान तो नहीं हुआ, जान तो नहीं गई, लेकिन ये बहुत बड़ा हादसा है। इतने लोग की मौत हो जाना कई सवाल भी खड़ा कर रहे। क्या घर में इस तरह की तैयारी नहीं थी? कैसे गेट लॉक हो गए?
देखिए ये 800 गज की बिल्डिंग है, 400 गज आगे बने हुए हैं, 400 गज पीछे बैक बने हुए हैं, तो इस वजह से ही बैक वालों को मौका नहीं निकलने का मिल पाया। ऊपर सेकंड फ्लोर वालों का, नीचे वाले तो निकल गए थे। अगर शायद दरवाजा ऊपर का खुला होता, ताला ना मारा होता, तो शायद ये नुकसान नहीं होता।
Since 6:30 in the morning and we got a call from the SHO साहब here. We are from शहीद भगत सिंह से अदल द NGO श्री जितेंद्र सिंह शंटी जी की जो है, मंजीत कौर शंटी जी हमारी प्रेसिडेंट है, और बहुत ही बुरा हाल था। when we came in here झुलस रहा था पूरा। फायर ब्रिगेड was here but 3rd and 4th फ्लोर ख़त्म था और 1st 2nd ठीक था, काफ़ी लोग बचे भी है नीचे, बट तकरीबन 9 बॉडीज अभी ऊपर मिली और चिपकी हुई थी ज़मीन से नीचे, तो वी हैड टू गो पूरा निकाल के पैक किया डेड बॉडी।
जमीन से चिपक गई?
हाँ चिपकी हुई थी और बिल्कुल सुकड़ गई। यू कैन नॉट आइडेंटिफाई बेसिकली कि क्या है, बच्चा है, नर है, मादा है, कोई कह रहा था डॉग है। दैट्स व्हाट द पुलिस वाज सेइंग इनिशियली, बट देन नाउ इट्स एज ऑफ नाउ इट्स कंफर्म देयर 9 डेड बॉडीज। हमारी एम्बुलेंसेज यहाँ हैं 10 शहीद भगत सिंह से अदल की, हमने 4 बॉडीज अभी उतारी, 5 वी आर वेटिंग तो जैसे वो बोलेंगे तो हम जीटीबी मॉर्चरी लेके जाएंगे।
जैसे कि आपने बताया कि यू आर स्टिल अवेटिंग 5 more bodies to be retrieved. सर आपसे समझना चाहेंगे बिकॉज यू हैव बीन ऑन द स्पॉट. सर व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस? वी सी 1 more body being brought out. इधर डालो. It is the body of a minor, of a child that is brought out. You can see. Sir, what kind of challenges did the fire brigade officials face because you have been seeing them very close?
Scenes of shock, sorrow on the ground, and if you listen to the testimonies, they are heartbreaking. Some are even saying that the bodies were charred beyond recognition. We're going to keep our focus on the story. We'll be back getting you the latest live updates. Time now for us to take a short commercial break. Stay with Times Now. We'll be back with more news.